What's up, Culture Warriors? I want to do a quick take and weigh in on the James Gunn Twitter meltdown, which was kicked into high gear last night and has seemed to hit a brick wall today. Just to add some context, I have a 27-year career in the comic book industry as a professional color artist, and I've worked for Marvel on Guardians of the Galaxy comics. Now, James Gunn is the director of the massively successful Marvel Studios and Disney film franchise Guardians of the Galaxy. I've been a big fan of James Gunn's work on the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but I had no idea as to his long history of tweets about pedophilia and children, and not to mention politically incorrect topics like the Holocaust, Jews, AIDS, rape, and posting a link from a convicted pedophile. I don't follow him on Twitter, so I missed all of this stuff, and I think for most people, they didn't notice it either until today. That being said, remember what Ian Fleming wrote in Goldfinger. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. Well, how about 10,000 times? I'm using the broad number because even though I don't have kids, the idea of counting up his tweets about pedophilia makes me sick. In fact, I think the culture within Hollywood is so dark, so perverted, and so twisted that they tolerate James Gunn and others like him because they make lots of money for them. James Gunn and others like him are sympathetic with their radically left political agenda, which is even more valuable to those who run Hollywood than money. Now, to put this into perspective, and you don't need a red string and a bulletin board because this is a straight line. Marvel is owned by Disney. Disney is owned by ABC. ABC is run by Bob Iger. Bob Iger is the guy who fired Roseanne over one tweet about Valerie Jarrett, of which she defended as a joke, then apologized for, and then begged for forgiveness. Bob Iger is best friends with the Obamas and best friends with Valerie Jarrett. Bob Iger is a huge donor to the Democrat Party. Roseanne is a big Trump supporter, and because of this, I believe that's why she was fired for her one tweet. It was personal to Bob Iger. No matter how much money Roseanne was making for ABC, with her record ratings of 28 million viewers to her show, she was not towing the line for the regressive left. Instead, she was openly supporting Trump, which is off limits in Hollywood. James Gunn is defending his tweets as jokes, but at the same time is scrubbing his Twitter feed of over 10,000 tweets, which doesn't look like guilty behavior whatsoever. In fact, those 10,000 tweets were deleted so fast, it makes me think Gunn must have some crazy gadget to get rid of them all, created by Rocket Raccoon. James was up until today still working for Marvel, Disney, and ABC, and was going to speak on a panel at San Diego Comic-Con. Why was James Gunn not being held to the same standards as Roseanne, who was fired over one tweet, in comparison to 10,000 tweets by Gunn? Well, James Gunn is a loyal Hollywood regressive leftist. That's why. And to prove that it's not all about the money, as was the case with Roseanne, all you have to do is look to Kathleen Kennedy, who has single-handedly killed the Star Wars brand and franchise with her own regressive left agenda over the years. Kathleen Kennedy has lost money for Disney and ABC and has done irreparable harm to the brand of Star Wars. Evidence of this is that all the Star Wars spin-offs are officially on hold. Can you imagine perhaps the most popular franchise on hold? Solo, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett. These should have been licenses to print money for the mouse, but now all on hold. But like Gunn, she's a loyal Hollywood regressive leftist who follows orders. That's worth more to Bob Iger than money. For Bob Iger, it's all about pushing a radically left political narrative to subvert the culture from within. That's worth more to him than all of the box office receipts in the world. Circling back to James Gunn, I did not expect Bob Iger or Marvel or Disney to fire him today like they did. I expected ABC and Disney to have James issue a formal apology and ask for forgiveness, then take a leave of absence to allow all of this to blow over because, let's be honest, thousands of tweets about pedophilia and other disgusting topics are only perhaps a 4.0 on the Weinstein scale, where a 10 is letting a disgusting pervert run your industry while everyone knows what he's doing to women. During this leave of absence, James's Twitter would go dark. Bob Iger might even have James attend some sensitivity training to show he's trying to work through his issues. I would also expect them to keep James's Twitter far more toned down and relegated to just promoting his latest projects and not much else. Bob Iger and Disney's massive PR problem with James Gunn's years of insane tweets was manageable up until now, given that James has been a loyal foot soldier in the regressive left's ongoing culture war to subvert the culture and move forward their dark agenda. But as much as I thought Disney was too far gone, it turns out the company, which brands itself as kid-friendly, had to draw the line at 10,000 tweets, many of which were about pedophilia, and finally cut ties with Gunn today. The real question is, will the fans and the audience of Gunn's films offer forgiveness to someone who has tweeted about being a member of NAMBLA and bragged about posting a link to a video called 100 Pubescent Girls Touch Themselves, sent to him by a convicted pedophile? A lot of pop culture fans want to ignore all this stuff if the end product is good. This is wrong. This is a wrong path. Not only are those fans enriching people like Gunn, they are also empowering the extreme left, who always ruin entertainment eventually. The point is that if this was a conservative, a right of center, or even a centrist director who was equally successful for the studios as Gunn has been, he would have been fired a long time ago. Just like Roseanne. Marvel and Disney would have never put up with over 10,000 tweets. All it would have taken would have been just one, like Roseanne. I've said for years that without double standards, the regressive left wouldn't have any standards, and this proves that point once again, even though they did cut ties with Gunn today. Let's not forget it took years and 10,000 tweets for this moment to come. And if you think that others in the regressive left in Hollywood are dumb enough to tweet the kinds of things that James Gunn was tweeting over 10,000 times, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. Also, considering Marvel is now branding themselves as a lifestyle brand, what kind of lifestyle were they promoting over the years with a guy like James Gunn at the head of their flagship IP? Certainly not one which is intended for wholesome family entertainment, as Disney would like us to believe. Did they not think these tweets would have been exposed at some point? I'd also love to know what Chris Pratt thinks about this, being a devout Christian. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video, and remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Also, don't forget to check out the Indiegogo campaign for Trump Space Force. This video is the perfect reason why you should back creators like Chuck Dixon, Tim Lim, Mark Pellegrini, and myself on entertaining pop culture endeavors like Trump Space Force. If you're tired of paying for the cushy lives of extreme leftists and creepy pedophiles in the entertainment industry, try putting your money into projects like Trump Space Force, made by a creative team that loves America. Do your part by joining our ranks today. We appreciate your support. Anyway, thanks everyone. Speak to you soon.